Hello and welcome to November's Coffee and Card with me. I'm Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk, and this month we're using the Light the Year bundle, which is stamps and dies. So you've got 13 stamps and then I've got the dies in here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dies. And today I'm going to be using the bow and the 2 lanterns for my die cutting. Right, so let's get started. Okay, right, so this is the card we're doing today. So this is actually vellum, so we do have to be careful how we're sticking that on, and I'll show you how to do that. So in your pack you will have, you won't have the measurements there for me. Right, so you've got a banner that I've cut out using stylish shapes, and then 2 pieces of basic white, one's for the inside of the card and one's for die cutting. And I've cut those both at 13.9 by 9.5. Obviously the die cutting one doesn't have to be that size, it was easy for me to do it that way. And this is 13.9 by 9.5 and it's Crumb Cake. And we have a Mossy Meadow card base, which is the length of A4 by 10.5 and then scored at 14.85. And your envelope, and then your vellum, which from memory is 7.9 by 12.5. Yes, it is. Oh, I have written it down. Now, I've already stamped and die cut my elements, so I'll use those in a sec, but I'll show what to do. Now, with the vellum, there is a definite right side, and the colours are much, there we go. So that's so it's slightly shinier, and the colours are darker. If you can see, probably can't see on the camera, but just have a play with it, and you want the sort of shiny, denser colours on top. Okay, on the front, right. So let's get some stamping done. You've also got some opal rounds, which I've just scattered over the front there. They're gorgeous, they're all glittery. So they've got sort of like an opal, basically. Right. That brought that in view. Is my wire in view? No. So a bit late with these. Normally I've done these weeks in advance, but I am doing this the day before it goes live. So, right, so I'm a bit rushed. So you have, we'll need 3 inks. Now I've used Mossy Meadow, which I know most of you have got because we've used that in the past. And then a red, I've chosen Cherry Cobbler for my candles. And then I've got Memento Black for my lanterns. And I've also used Dark Daffodil Delight to colour in my lanterns. Now that, I think that was Poppy Parade, but my the ink pad's quite juicy, so it didn't bring out the details of the candles, so that's why I've changed to Cherry Cobbler. So, right, let's get started. Got all these blocks. So, the biggest lantern is quite a big stamp, so often I will actually put it on my stamping platform, but today I have got it. It will fit on a D block diagonally. So I'm going to start with that. Let's move this out of the way. Right. Okay. So I am going to stamp the big lantern and the little lantern in Memento Black. That's 1. 2. Like that. And now I'm going to stamp the candles. Now you can have, I don't like the candles hovering, but I also don't want them showing sort of on the black there. So what I tend to do is use a post-it note, and I'm just putting that just at the edge of the black, and I'm using my chosen candle colour, which this time, as I say, is Cherry Cobbler, because it's not quite as juicy as my Poppy Parade. So, and so I'm just stamping it actually that's a bit off center, but so that way it's actually, it looks like it's inside the lantern. And you can see there, if you compare the two, so that's the detail I get with the cherry cobbler, and that's the, you know, the real Poppy Parade was just too juicy. You can sort that by using a spoon and sort of moving the ink out to the edges. But I thought I'll just use cherry cobbler instead. So, and again, I'm just going to cover that up. There we go. And stamp another candle. There we go. Okay. So and then I'm going to get the Mossy Meadow ink pad. I'm finished with that. And I'm going to use the long sentiment, sending love and light this time of year, which fits beautifully on an eye block. Or again, on your stamping platform if you prefer. So I'm just going to try and line this up through the light. Obviously, if you have these dies, it might be slightly easier to stamp and then die cut, but I'm happy with that. Okay. And then I've just got the bows to stamp. So once I'd done this, I then coloured in the lantern with the yellow. If you want to, you could use, unfortunately my light Daffodil Delight has run out, because you could do a graduated light and dark. Okay. So, I'm just going to, so I've already coloured and die cut these out, so I'll get those now. So if you want to pause the video and do yours, feel free. Right, pop that to one side, and here we are. So here we've got everything already done. So now I coloured the flame in, but I didn't with the yellow, but I didn't colour the candle in, so it retains that detail. So that on both of them. So, and I've die cut out the two bows, which I'm going to add now. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there. And add that bow, and then a little bit of glue on there and do the same. Like the detail on these bows is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And then what I actually did was I glued them together, so I worked out roughly where I wanted them, so, which is about there. So I'm going to put some glue on this side. Not do that. Just pop them together. I don't want the bows overlapping. Okay. And then I put dimensionals under like the whole system. Straight. Yeah. Dimensionals, didn't get my dimensionals out. I have some here. Right. The reason I'm doing it in this order is I'm going to actually stick this onto the vellum and then put glue on the vellum behind these and the sentiment, so that then I can glue it to the crumb cake and the glue won't show, because that is the trouble with vellum, is the glue shows. So I did buy some speciality vellum glue once, but things just fell off. So I'd rather use the Tombow and hide it and it stays on than use the speciality and it just, by the time the recipient got it, it had fallen off. So, right. Okay. So I'm going to put this up this way. So I am thinking to put that roughly about there. So let's take these off. I put quite a few on because it's a big piece and I have only given you thin basic white. If you are going to make this again, you might think about using thick. I only just thought about it now, otherwise you would have had thick. Right, so I'm just going to pop those on. There, I've done them a bit more in the middle, put them where you like. 1, 2, 3. That's just going to go in the middle there. It's nearly straight. It's a bit hard when you're working with vellum because you can't. If I'd have put it actually on the crumb cake, I'd have been able to see the edge better. That would have probably been more sensible. We live and learn. Right, and then I put the 3 opal rounds. I think this one has lost its sticky. Yeah, it's still there. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Right, dotted glue. So I am just going to put a tiny weeny dot of glue there. And then tweezers. So as I say, these, they do occasionally lose their glue dot, these, and if they do, you can still use them, just use some glue. This one's kept his. Of course the glue dots come off my finger now, Right, another one there. And the third one just somewhere over here. Okay, so I'll put all 3 on, and now you can turn it over and you can see where you can put your glue. So, glue, glue, glue. And you don't want loads because vellum can warp. Can and does. And then, can I see where my stones are? So I've got one there. There's my stones. I've got glue on that one. One there. And then where's the other one? Over here. Nope, can't see where that one is. I'll not put glue there. And then I'm going to stick this centrally onto the crumb cake piece, which is here. There we go. I love that, the effect the vellum gives. That's not quite dried yet, so it's still moving. That is the advantages of using the sticky, because it will hold. Alright, so you've another piece of basic white to go in the middle there. So I'm going to actually stamp this with wishing you peace, joy and light. So I just need to get that out. Oh, let's use one of these. Okay, and I shall get the Mossy Meadow back out. I think that's a beautiful sentiment for Christmas. Yeah, everyone's moaning in the UK. The clocks have gone back recently, so the evenings are much darker than they were, and everyone's miserable. It's like it's Christmas soon. Right. Okay. Yes. There we go. So I've put the measurements in the description, as well as giving you them earlier on, so you can make these yourself, either with these stamps, or you can use the layout to make your own cards. I do have a Facebook page, Linda's Papercraft, and if you send me a request I can add you to it, and I'd love it if you posted your makes. That would be great. There we go. There we are. So card number 1 in the bag. So I shall see you next week for card number 2. Take care. Bye.